Hello, and welcome to the 65th episode of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. This channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a favorite game of mine, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was released in 1981 by Nintendo. My first time playing Donkey Kong was at Laredo Lanes in Chicago, Illinois. Donkey Kong is a platform game in which you control Jumpman, later known as Mario, with a 4-way joystick and a jump button. You need to maneuver Mario through a series of construction sites, all while trying to save your girlfriend while avoiding different enemies thrown by Donkey Kong himself. This game begins with Donkey Kong climbing to the top of the construction site with your girlfriend in his arm. The game is divided into levels with different rounds during each level. The first round consists of 6 pink girders that stretch across the playfield. Once Kong reaches the top girder, he will place your girlfriend on the smaller 7th girder and will jump towards the left, bending each of the lower girders downward in opposing directions. The girders on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th floors will slope downward to the left, and the girders on the 2nd, 4th, and 6th floors will slope to the right. Once he is at the upper left, he will growl at you, and then the game will begin. The game begins with Mario at the bottom left screen next to an oil barrel. Although you can safely walk behind the barrel, if you jump and touch the top of the barrel, you will lose a life. There are ladders between each of the floors, and several of the ladders are broken and can only be climbed up partially, but not to the next floor. You need to climb up to the top floor to rescue your girlfriend on the 7th floor. There is also a bonus timer at the top right of the screen. The timer begins at 5,000 points for level 1 and will increase 1,000 points per level up to 8,000 points. The bonus timer will click off 100 points approximately every second. You need to complete the round before the timer runs out. If the timer reaches 900 points, the timer will change color to match the color of the floors and will play a warning sound. If the timer reaches 0, you will only have a few seconds to clear the round or you will lose a life. When you clear each level, you receive bonus points for the points remaining on the timer. As soon as Mario appears, Kong will begin throwing barrels at you. There are 2 types of barrels, orange and blue. Although they act the same when rolling down the girders, the blue ones will explode once touching the oil barrel at the bottom and cause it to ignite. Also, anytime a blue barrel hits the oil barrel, it will turn into a fireball that will begin to chase you. The fireballs will be able to travel in both directions of the girders as well as climb up and down the ladders. You need to avoid or jump over these fireballs, although jumping over them can be difficult because they can reverse their course and you will land on them, costing you a life. The blue barrels will appear after every 7 orange barrels. The first thing Kong will do on each girder level will be to drop a blue barrel straight downward that will slowly bounce at each floor before hitting the lowest floor and hit the oil barrel, causing it to ignite, and then a fireball will emerge. Kong will then continue to roll or drop barrels downward in an attempt to stop you. If Kong rolls the barrel, it will follow the pattern of the girders. The barrels can also go down ladders, so you need to be cautious of this. You need to jump over the barrels or avoid them because touching any barrel will cause the loss of a life. On the lowest part of the 2nd and 5th floors will be a red hammer. You can jump up and collect the hammer, and doing so will give you the power to smash the barrels and fireballs. As soon as you collect the hammer, this will cause the fireballs to turn blue. You will collect bonus points for smashing the barrels as well as the fireballs. You only have a limited time to use the hammer. The hammer will flash between yellow and red when it is about to disappear. Once you climb up the ladder to save your girlfriend, a heart will appear between you and her, but Kong will grab her and climb to the next level and the heart will break in 2. The second level consists of 5 blue girders. The bottom girder is solid, whereas floors 2 through 5 will have 2 rivets, each near the edges. The top floor will have Kong in the center of the girder, and above Kong is a smaller 6th girder holding your girlfriend. Running into Kong will cause the loss of a life. The object of this round is to remove all 8 rivets, although there's more to it. There are larger fireballs that will enter one at a time until there are 5 on screen. There is an invisible line through the center of the screen, and the position of Mario in respect to that line will determine which side the fireballs will enter. If you are to the left of the line, the fireballs will enter on the right side of the screen, and vice versa. There are also 2 hammers available on this level, just like before. There is one on the 3rd floor to the left, and there's one on the 4th floor in the center. Just like before, collecting the hammer will turn the fireballs blue and you can smash them for bonus points. On this round, your girlfriend has dropped several of her personal items around the playfield. She left her purse on the bottom floor, just to the right of the center ladder, a hat on the second floor to the right side, and an umbrella on the fifth floor to the left. You can collect these items for bonus points, although you don't have to collect them to clear the round. You collect the rivets by either running or jumping over them. Once you collect the last rivet, the center portion of each floor will fall downward, and Kong will briefly defy gravity and beat his chest before falling upside down and landing on his head. Once this happens, the top floor will join with the fifth, and you will be face to face with your girlfriend with the heart between you, and although it doesn't break this time, it is short-lived and you will be taken to the next level. Level 2 begins with the girder round, although at a harder difficulty. At the beginning of this round, Kong will begin by dropping a blue barrel downward, although instead of dropping it straight down, it will go at an angle, and when it hits the bottom floor, it will land about 2/3 of the way to the right. You can safely run underneath it, although if you time it properly, you can jump and it will go under you and you will earn 100 points for timing the jump properly. Other than that, the gameplay is identical, just harder. Once you reach your girlfriend on the second girder round, you will now face the elevator round. Mario begins at the bottom left of the playfield. You are on a small platform that is connected to two higher platforms via two different ladders. To the immediate right is a vertical elevator that will have a series of small platforms that will move in a continual upward fashion. To the immediate right of the up elevator are two platforms connected by two ladders. There's also a fireball that will move around these two platforms and climb up and down the ladders, so you need to avoid this fireball. To the immediate right of this platform is another elevator, although this one will continually go downward. To the right of the down elevator are three sets of steps that have gaps between them that need to be jumped across. The bottom four steps go upward and to the right, and then you need to climb up a ladder to the next set of steps, which go upward to the left. Once you get to the far left step on this series, you need to climb the ladder to the last set. Once you get to the last set, it goes upward to the right, although you only need to go to the second step to reach the top floor to reach your girlfriend. There's also a platform between the second and third stepway to the right of the playfield. This platform is connected by ladders, and there is a fireball that will move between these that must be avoided. You can jump from the elevator to the bottom of the first stairway or to the top of the second stairway. It is possible to jump to the bottom of the third stairway, but it is a lot harder on later levels due to the speed of the elevators. This level has blue I-beams, which have also been referred to as springs, that will bounce across the top floor then fall off the right edge. Once leaving the top floor, they will fall by the stepways on the right, and they will fall off the playfield forever. You need to avoid these I-beams since they cannot be destroyed. It is possible to jump over the I-beams, although it is very difficult, and since touching an I-beam will cause loss of a life, they should be avoided. Unlike other rounds, the elevator round does not have hammers. Once again, there are bonus items left by your girlfriend that you can collect. The top of the structure at the left is an umbrella, at the bottom of the middle structure is a hat, and at the top of the third stepway is a purse. Once you reach your girlfriend, the heart will once again appear, but will break when Kong recaptures your girlfriend. After the elevator round ends, you will face the rivet round once again. Just like before, the gameplay is identical, but it is harder. Once you clear the rivet round, you will move on to level 3, which begins with the girder round once again, although the first blue barrel that Kong throws will fall all the way to the right, and it cannot be avoided and must be jumped over. After completing the girder round, you will advance to the conveyor belt round. This round consists of 5 tan colored floors, plus the small floor holding your girlfriend. There are two different types of floors, traditional girders and conveyor belts. The first floor has a solid girder, and the third floor is divided into 3 sections with large gaps that must be jumped across. Floor 2 consists of a solid conveyor belt that will move either left or right, and that can be determined by the caps on the end, which will turn in the direction that the belt is moving. The fourth floor consists of a broken conveyor belt with a burning oil can in the middle of it. These conveyor belts will always move toward the center. The fifth floor also has a conveyor belt that also moves left and right, and Kong will move along with it. This round will have 2 enemies you need to contend with. There will be fireballs that will move around the playfield just like in previous levels, and they are not affected by the movement of the conveyor belts. There are also large tubs of sand or concrete that will be on the conveyor belt floors. These tubs will move in the same direction that the conveyor moves. These tubs can be jumped over, although the conveyor can change direction while you're mid-jump and you will land on it, causing the loss of a life. The conveyor belts will also affect how Mario moves. If you stand still, you will move in the same direction as the belt. If you run against the belt, you will move very slowly, although if you run with the belt, you will move faster. If you jump while on the conveyor belt, it'll be like a normal jump no matter how the belt or Mario is acting. The floors are once again connected by ladders. Floor 1 is connected to Floor 2 by 4 ladders. Floor 2 is connected to the center section of Floor 3 by 2 ladders. Floor 3 is connected to the 4th floor by 4 ladders, and Floor 4 is connected to the 5th floor by 2 retractable ladders. You can only climb up to the 5th floor if the ladder is fully extended. Unlike other rounds, you only need to reach the 5th floor to advance as opposed to reaching the smaller platform. Another difference is you can climb up the left side of the final floor to complete the round. Similar to the rivet level, there is an invisible line that goes through the center of the playfield that will determine what side the fireballs will enter, although this time it is reversed. The fireballs will enter the same side of the line that Mario is. Just like before, there are items left by your girlfriend scattered around the playfield. There is a purse in the center of the first floor, a head on the center of the girder on Floor 3, and an umbrella on the right girder of Floor 3. After completing the conveyor round, you will advance to another elevator round, although at a harder difficulty. Then after completing that, you will advance to another rivet round, although once again it is harder than before. Completing the rivet round, you will advance to level 4, which will repeat the same 4 rounds in the following order: girders, conveyor belts, another girder round, elevators, and then the rivets. Once you reach level 5 and above, the round order will be girders, conveyor belts, girders, elevators, girders, and then rivets. The game will increase in difficulty until level 6, and the levels thereafter will remain at the hardest difficulty. Before each round or after the loss of each life, there is a quick cutscene with Kong in the middle of the screen stating, "How high can you get?" The first round of each level will display 25 meters and will increase 25 meters each round up to 150 meters. This game was also released in Japan, although there were some differences in the round order. The game starts with the girder round, then the second round is the conveyor belt round, third round is the elevator round, the fourth round is the rivet round. This order will repeat throughout the game. There's also one difference in the early release that the cutscene message will read, "How hard can you try?" The scoring for this game is as follows. You'll earn 100 points for jumping over one enemy, 300 points for jumping over 2 enemies. If you are able to jump 3 enemies, the scoring gets a little hazy. There is a glitch in the programming that displays 800 points on the playfield just above the jump, but the score will only add 500 points to your total. Although I was unable to find the true intent of the intended score, my belief is that it was intended to be 500 points because the scoring for a triple jump on Donkey Kong Jr. was 400 points as opposed to 800, and they used 400 since the game did not have a 500 point sprite. You will also earn points for smashing barrels, fireballs, and sand tubs. You will earn 300 points for smashing the orange barrels, and 300, 500, or 800 points for smashing the blue barrels, fireballs, or sand tubs. The amount for smashing these items is determined at random. You will also earn 300, 500, or 800 points for collecting your girlfriend's items. You will also earn points for close calls in which you jump over an object that enters the collision detection area. One example is at the beginning of level 2 on the barrel stage in which you can jump over the first blue barrel that goes under you. You will receive points for that near hit. You can also stand near Kong on the rivet stage on the top floor. If you stand near Kong and jump and tap the joystick to the left or right, you will earn 100 points for each jump. By taking advantage of this trick, you can earn more points than just clearing the level because you can get about 500 points per 200 point clicks on the bonus timer. There is also a game ending glitch on level 22. This glitch happens due to the program used to determine how the bonus timer is calculated. The timer amount is calculated by the round number plus 4 times 10. This determines the number of clicks on the timer. If the number is larger than 80, then it is set back to 80. For example, for level 9, the calculation is 9 plus 4 times 10, which equals 130, which is over 80, so it is set back to 80. The issue is this is an 8-bit game, so level 22 is calculated as 22 plus 4 times 10, which totals 260, but the counter can only read 255. So it rolls over to 256, which is 0, and clicks off 4 more, and since 4 is not greater than 80, it gives you 4 clicks on the timer to clear the round, which is impossible. Therefore, after 4 seconds, Mario will die the same way as if you let the timer run out. There's also a novelty glitch on the girder level that if you let the timer run out, Kong will run out of barrels and you can see his stack of barrels disappear. I really enjoy playing this game and highly recommend playing it if you can find it in an arcade setting or on an emulator. I like this game just a bit more than Satan's Hollow, but not quite as much as Donkey Kong Jr., so Donkey Kong jumps into the 11th position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Wednesday and Sunday.